Welcome back, beer tubers. Ryan here, back with another episode of San Diego Beer Vlog. Thanks for joining me. We're looking at beer from Manzanita Brewing Company. I previously reviewed one of their beers, but today we're going to take a look at Witch's Hair Pumpkin Ale. This is their seasonal. It's actually in season. It actually comes out when this beer is supposed to come out, unlike all the other pumpkin ales seem to come out like in July and August. This one hit San Diego actually in the fall, I believe. So I've had it before, but wanted to get it open and reviewed for you guys. And like I said, I've only reviewed, I believe it was their double IPA, which I wasn't a big fan of, but this one I think is worth reviewing for sure. So it pours out, very clear, straight up orange character. You have like half a finger of this kind of off-white tinged head. There's a little bit of legs on the glass. I mean, it's a pretty big beer. I should have mentioned that. It's 8.8%, so it's Imperial Pumpkin Ale. And they also mentioned it's 26 IBUs. So let's get the aroma on this. Wow, just absolutely blasted with spice character initially. Really intense, high quality smelling spices in here. Nutmeg, cinnamon tend to dominate. Get that some allspice coming through in the background. There's almost like that mace character, which is another spice, but they don't mention mace on the bottle. They say, what do they say on this one? Cinnamon, clove, and nutmeg. Okay, so maybe it's that clove that kind of gives it that mace-like character, allspice kind of character. Smells great. There's a sweetness in there. You're definitely getting actual pumpkin, like the actual gourd character comes through in the aroma. There's like a touch of a vanilla character in there as well, and there's like some sweet sort of caramel bready notes in there as well. So it's a great smelling pumpkin beer. Let's dig in. Cheers. Really well done pumpkin beer. At first you get that spice character getting on the nose. Nutmeg and cinnamon tend to dominate for me. The clove, sort of allspice, mace characters kind of right behind there. That kind of helps prepare the palate for the sweetness that comes. It keeps it in check initially with not quite a bittering character, but definitely a more balancing, less sweet character up front. At first I think the spice characters could be maybe a little too overwhelming, but it's a really high quality spice character that I got in a beer like Cigar City's Good Gourd. It was an example of that. Similar sort of spice character to that beer. I get that first thing. It's almost too much, but maybe that's because when you initially drink it's maybe on the cooler side. I tend to like pumpkins, pumpkin ales on the cooler end of things for the most part. I don't let them get up as warm as Imperial Stout. So at first I think, maybe it's dominating too much, but no, there's plenty of malt character comes forward. But midway, actually, right after that spice character, you get a lot of pumpkin character. They said they use a lot of pumpkin in this beer, and you can actually taste it, unlike some pumpkin ales. So you're getting that sort of sweeter kind of gourd character. Has really nice medium body mouthfeel to it. It's really drinking, no alcohol whatsoever. Hides it really well. And then the back end, you start picking up some of that sweeter bready character. It definitely has that biscuity sort of crust character. And there's some hints of vanilla in there that are nice too. I don't know if they actually use vanilla bean, but it's got a little bit of that sort of brown sugar character on the end. It goes with this nice breadiness and slight vanilla tinge. So it sort of gives you this kind of crust with whipped cream character at the end after you get that sort of initial spicy pumpkin character. Some people might think the spice character is maybe a little too forward, and it does tend to be a little spice heavy, but all the flavors you'd want from a great pumpkin ale are there. I would put this beer up there with Pumking, Good Gourd, Smash Pumpkin, all those pumpkin beers. I think this is right there up one. This is a pleasant surprise. I heard last year this beer was pretty good, but then I heard there were some mixed opinions about it. But this year's batch that I'm trying right now is absolutely fantastic. It's an excellent beer. I'm going to give it an A. I highly recommend getting this beer if you're into pumpkin ales. It's worth it. It's got everything I love. It's got really high quality spice character, and you definitely taste the pumpkin. It's got that crust vanilla character going on in there as well on the back end. It's really nicely balanced. So highly recommend this one if you can find it. Probably not outside of San Diego, but they might be distributed further at this point. But if you find someone to pick up a bottle on a trade, I think it's definitely worth it. So it's going to wrap it up for Manzanita's Witch's Hair Pumpkin Ale. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.